Hello and welcome to another episode of Bored at the Right Time. Today we're going to discuss everyone's favorite prog rock band and 80s hitmaker, Genesis. So I have to admit, I really enjoy Genesis, but it's mostly the hits that I enjoy. I don't really care for the deep cuts and the really proggy rock kind of stuff. It's kind of funny because I don't care for the Peter Gabriel era, but I love Peter Gabriel as a solo artist. I really don't have an explanation for that. But so first I thought I would show off my Japanese The Story of Genesis, which is like a greatest hits. Yeah, it's kind of cool. I think this is a live shot with Peter, so it's kind of back when he was in the band. It's got an Obi. The vinyl is very clean. It sounds really good. And it's got a cool book. Sort of same as the cover. And it sort of goes person by person. So Peter Gabriel. And then Mike Rutherford, Phil Collins, and Tony Banks. It's kind of funny that, they kind of put these three together because of what the band would ultimately turn into. And I guess, yeah. And then they have sort of the 80s or late 70s version of it with Chester Thompson, the drummer, and Daryl, Strummer. I'm going to say Strummer, which is kind of cool because he's a strummer, plays the guitar. He's actually a really good guitarist when he plays with Phil and when he's with Genesis. I mean, it's kind of interesting that, here he goes. Mike Rutherford of Mike and the Mechanics and basically of Genesis. He plays a double-necked guitar. One is I think it's a 12-string, and one is a bass guitar. So, I mean, I've seen ones where, like, one neck is a 6-string and the other neck is a 12-string. Denny Lane is very famous for playing one of those on the Wings Over America tour. Whenever you see him, that's kind of the guitar he's playing. And then you get the lyric sheet. And then on the other side is the Japanese lyric sheet. Okay, so that's kind of cool. So that's like a greatest hits, and I think that's up to the late 70s. I don't think it's anything further. Then we have the ultimate kind of their most famous, I would say it's their most famous record with Peter Gabriel, The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. And, I'm a fan of Peter Gabriel's voice, but I think, like his first solo album is pretty much like his voicings here, where like he really pushes his voice. And then kind of towards, Peter Gabriel 2, 3, 4, and then So and Us, he has a different voice. It's kind of like not that prog rocky Genesis voice. And so anyway, this record obviously is, a classic. Everyone knows this record if you're a Genesis fan, and that's an original pressing. That cost a little bit because that album is getting hard to find. It's like the Dark Side of the Moon for Genesis. Okay, so here is the 1980 released. All right, 1980. Let's see if I'm right. It does not say. I think it is 1980. So if you want to correct me. But here is the Duke record, which, you know, has a couple songs like Misunderstanding and Turn It On Again. Actually, it says right there, featuring Turn It On Again and Misunderstanding. And this was a Rhino Start Your Ear Off Right. It's kind of a play on words. And this is on a white vinyl, 180 gram white vinyl. And the thing about Genesis is everything they do when it's just the three of them, they all list their companies, which is Anthony Banks Limited, Philip Collins Limited, and Michael Rutherford Limited. Like, it's not just Genesis LLC or something. So it's kind of cool. It's literally like the three of them. And then I saved my favorite for last. Save the best for last. Everyone knows this album. This was a huge, huge album for them. I think basically any song on here was released as a single and is a hit. So you have Invisible Touch, Tonight, 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 Land of Confusion, Into Deep, Domino, and Throwing It All Away. So this one is a repressing, but I have numerous originals. I have a US original and a UK original that I got in England in 2018. I think it was like £10, but the US version is much nicer, clean looking. In the UK, I guess most of the records I got on that trip were like pretty beat up. I guess, you know, they just really enjoyed, you know, it's a really enjoyed record. So anyway, when they repressed this, what they did was they gave us the sleeve. So you got the original sleeve with that. I mean, you know, who doesn't love that photo? Phil Collins is just, you know, Phil Collins. And then they put the record inside of a poly-lined bag. So what's good about that is it doesn't tear or rip the sides of that sleeve. So that's really thoughtful. And this is really thick. This is clearly 180, really shiny. Look at that shine. And it's got the original colors. I can't remember what it is, but there is a difference between the UK and the US pressing. So if you know what it is, I think the labels are slightly different. I can't remember, and I can't find the UK version right now. So we have to just go with the US version. So what's cool about this is the 2008 remix, I think. But what they did was they cut this half speed at Abbey Road. So it says Abbey Road half speed, and this is cut by Miles. I'll put up a picture of Miles, but basically he's the half speed mastering engineer at Abbey Road. So he did all the Mark Knopfler stuff that's coming out. He's done the Beatles stuff. They cut it on the old Neumann lathe. So it is, you know, meticulously cut. And anyone that knows anything about half speed, you have to attenuate certain frequencies. So when you play it at the normal speed, it's not too crazy or something to that effect. I would love to do a little more research on half speed and, you know, maybe do an episode on that. But anyway, Invisible Touch. Thanks for watching. And if you have any comments or questions, I'd love to hear from you. And like always, please like and subscribe and smash that notification bell so that you can, you know, get notified when videos get uploaded. And until next time, thanks for watching and take care.